Hey everybody, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Doc Severson with ReadySetCrypto. Today is Wednesday, the 31st of January. We're almost through the first month of the year. Welcome aboard and welcome to what promises to be yet another exciting year in crypto. 2023, I think, was just laying the base for what is to come, and I think it could be a very exciting couple of years. We've already seen some big changes this year with the ETFs getting approved. I think that's just the first step. Wait till the options get approved. That's when things are going to start to really move. It's actually not the stock itself. It is the options that are driven by institutional investors. So with that, I'm going to go over and hide myself in the corner, bring up the charts. Welcome everybody. Let me know where you are coming in from today. I am coming to you today from the state of South Carolina. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, and it's a relatively nice day, mid-50s Fahrenheit, and we're just about done with winter, right? About a month to go and spring comes up. Everything starts to pop. It's beautiful. All right. Welcome aboard, everybody. Good to see you out there. So what I'm going to do while you guys are announcing yourselves and bringing in and letting me know what coin pairs you'd like to see, I'm going to talk a little bit about BTC itself. I'm just going to go to a price and volume chart. And what I'm seeing here is that this is a series. Right now, we've been in a small downtrend, series of lower highs, lower lows. We went to a lower low, into a volume profile low, and we've shot up. And this was actually when the ETFs were announced. So I warned you guys that it was going to be a sell the news event, and it was. But if we can see a close above this level, we got to see a close above this level, and then we might be heading higher. We're just about ready. However, if we drop from here, it's not necessarily the worst thing at all. So what, as you're seeing, Bitcoin has got to be the one that's bursting through the wall. It's going to open up the wall for everything else because nothing else is going to run until we get BTC going. All right, so we got Seb and Sarah coming in from Florida. We have Christoph coming in from Poland. Seba, I forgot this channel existed. We're still out there grinding away, man. Well, this has been what? 6 years. We've been doing this for 6 years now. Unbelievable. Okay. Victor is coming in from London. Karsten is coming in from Germany. And hey, Coolio, welcome aboard from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. So the way that we do these things is basically, you guys bark out some coin pairs, and I'll see what I see on the chart. I think this helps out both of us because last time we did this, somebody brought up Mint Layer, which is one of the better altcoins that I've seen lately. So Mint Layer and Woo, got those on our list. So if you see something moving, let us know. A lot of pairs of eyes are better than just two. Okay, so let's see. What do we got? Hey, Ray is coming in from Simpsonville. All right. Near the Harambe Memorial Bridge. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at today is QANX. QANX. And we're going to look in the right place here. Let's see. We're going to try this versus token. Ooh, I think we've looked at this one before, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty, Seb. Keep Sarah away from this. Keep her away from this coin. All right? Put her into something that's moving up and to the right. So I really, there's nothing good happening here with this one. There's no trend whatsoever, and it's down near support. So, if you want to buy value, certainly it's cheap down at this level, but what is low can get lower. So I'd be a little concerned with that one. Okay, next one is Coolio checking in from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Is, let's see, Tau. Let's see what, Tau USD. Oh, that's a good looking one. Look at that thing go. Super. I'm going to mark that down. That is worthy of marking down. TAO, Tau. That's going on the list. All right, this one has put in a really nice base, and it's just got up and get going here. So looking at the weekly chart, you can see how strong this one is on the weekly chart. It's not what I would consider to be one of the cheaper ones that are out there, right? It's not a cheaper one. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right one here. This is BitSensor. Let's look at CoinX. Yep, everything's there. This is kind of like a Monero-esque coin. Not cheap, but great pattern. Okay, I like that one a lot. Probably a little bit extended right now. A little bit extended. If we go put this one on the RSI Laguerre, especially the daily chart, we're going to see in exhaustion. So what I'd like to see is before you get in barred with this one, I'd like to see a little bit of a flag set up over here for the next one. So that would be, never want to chase after these things. As you guys learned from the ETF release, never chase after an emotional high like that. Okay, we got Steph coming in from Amsterdam. All right, outstanding. Still alive, great news. All right, so let's go look at T-loss is the next one here. And we're going to look at this versus the US dollar. Okay. This one is a little bit tougher to see what's going on here. We got this really ugly spike here, which is crushing the, I'm going to try, that's Bitfinex. Let's try spot crypto just on trading view. And so we can get rid of that artifact. This one is having a difficult time getting out of a base. So this is that, it seems like for the past 2 years, we've been tracking coins that have been in a long extended base. And this is another one of these. So for Telos, that base ends at about 30 cents. So you can play it inside of the base. It's going to be frustrating. I think it would be better to wait until it breaks out of the base above 30 cents. So you may protest that idea by saying, hey, but I can't get a value entry. I can't get a cheap entry. I would rather you get a more expensive but durable entry where the price is being accumulated by others, right? So we can't push around things on our own. We have to wait till everybody decides to accumulate, and then we can all work together on that one. So Telos has got a nice move over the last couple of months here, but it's still within the larger base. Okay, next one up is DOT, which is Polkadot. Polkadot has had its problems lately. You can see that Polkadot is still trying to get above the same base here. Now it's moving nicely within this, but it's still working on the same base that goes all the way back to, what is that, 2022. So for that to escape, it needs to get above 10 bucks. Let's see who else is coming in. We got Karsten from Germany. Outstanding. Okay, Seb wants to take a look. Seb and Sarah want to take a look at, let's see, Hex versus USDT. Okay, this one, all right, same comments on this one here. Let's just go to price and volume. So you can see this from a larger time frame perspective that this is in a pretty ugly downtrend. Right. So if you just zoom out on this one, sometimes we get so focused on what's happening right over there that we don't zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. And right now the bigger picture says this is still in a pretty wicked downtrend. Pretty wicked downtrend. You can see the base for this. The base for this guy is set up around in here. And so this one's gonna take some time to get out of this base. Like, right there, right? So maybe 2 cents is the top of that base, maybe somewhere just slightly less than that. But I would let this thing go ahead and just, it's not going to be that expensive if you pick it up at 3 and it's already in an uptrend. I would wait for that. Okay, moving on. Karsten wants to take a look at Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter versus Tether. If I don't get the right coin, please let me know. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let's go to Binance. Oh, this one may be super new. This one may be really, really new. And like it's coming out today. So Jupiter is out today. So it's getting its usual, pump and dump in the same day on the release. It looks like that. Although what is all this volume down here? So maybe this thing was really that cheap and then it just woke up today. And maybe that's the case. Let me look at a couple of other exchanges here. So let's look at, this one's not very old. On BitMEX. Let me look at a couple of other ones here. Let's look at Bybit. Bybit just shows today. So I can't really look at anything with just 1 day candle. But we'll keep an eye on that one. Okay. Next up, Victor wants to look at Pendle. Let's look at Pendle. Here we go. So we'll look at Binance. Oh, that's a lovely looking one. Pendle looks really good. So it's not that old. I'm going to mark this down. It's going on my list. Okay, Pendle. Nice looking chart with accumulation. Look at the volume. The volume is increasing as it goes higher. People chasing after this one. It's relatively cheap. It's only been around for just a few weeks. Right, so this one is relatively, and I like how this one is moving too. Notice how we're getting this stair-stepping movement where you're seeing these big accumulation days for a day or two, and then it consolidates. So this is giving you a chance to get on board. So let's look at this with the RSI Laguerre. Actually, the RSI Laguerre is showing not too bad in terms of the daily chart. Now, the weekly chart is going to be a little bit different picture, but still not that bad. This one is still okay. I would say pick this one up on a pullback. So Pendle looks really, really good, guys. So that's for Victor. We got Jack coming in from Sydney. Good day. Ray is asking about Bonk. Let's look at Bonk. Bonk spot. Let's look at Binance. We got this going in the wrong direction. Let's make sure this is correct. Okay, so it depends on which exchange you're looking at for this one. Binance. Let's look at KuCoin. Strong initial move. But this is your classic coin offering, which gets released and then it gets faded. Let's see if I can find something else. Let's see, BitGet. So this one was down here, release, comes back in. Hard to really evaluate this one because it doesn't have much time on it yet. So this is coming down to maybe about the 61.8% retracement. So what I would do for this one is I would expect to see a bit of a base. Like in the weekly chart right now, it's still in exhaustion. So I would expect to see a little bit of a base setting up here. And then if it breaks above the base, then that would be your entry point. But right now, this has got your classic pump and dump kind of signature to it. That's for Bonk, for Ray. Next one for Steph is POKT. POKT. I don't know who this is or what this is. Okay. The same comments. This one is just up to the top of the base. It's building that base. And it looks like it might have just broken out. But if you think about it, I mean, this thing has come all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top, and it's tired. So give it some time. That's on a weekly chart. Give it some time to consolidate up here at the top of the base. Make sure that this does not, you want to make sure that this holds this trend line. So this can come down to this trend line, but it should react from it from there. And so that may be your entry on that. And if it breaks that trend line, get out immediately. And that is POKT, poked, or whatever it is. Okay, so Victor, let's look at Maverick. Mav versus Tether looks really good. This is a big rounded base. Big rounded base. And lots of energy as well, too. Look at the weekly chart. Nice. Looks really good. So this one, you could take a breakout entry above 71 cents. You could wait for the pullback. But what you're seeing is, notice what the chart's trying to tell you. The volume is increasing as it goes up. People are chasing this. And also, if you can tell, this has got a very slight exponential lean to it, which means that the dips are getting more and more shallow. The further up that it goes, the dips are getting more and more shallow. So this thing could turn into a nice little runaway market, but I like this one a lot. So this one's going on the list. That is MAV versus Tether. Okay, next one, let's see, Flip. And this is for Steph. Flip USDT spot, Bybit. Okay, this one's different because this one got released, all the volume on here, but it didn't really get crushed. So it's just setting up a higher base, which is up near $5 to $6. So let's see if there's any other. This is Chain Flip. Let's try this one. No, they're all about the same. So this one's not that old. This one goes back to November, and it's consolidating in the base. Now, what you can do is also, this would be a good filter for you. You can set up this trend line, and then what you can do is you can add an alert on the trend line. So if Flip USDT crosses that trend line, once per bar close, then you can have yourself emailed or texted or whatever you want to do, right? So you can set up notifications, send an email, send it to a webhook, play a sound, send email to SMS, all that stuff. Awesome. So that's one way you just set up these little things, and make sure when you set up an alert like that, write yourself a note in the alert. So when you do something like that, if you add that alert, write yourself a message on here, not just Flip USDT crossing trend line. Like, hey, dummy, go long on Flip because it's breaking a trend line, right? Tell yourself what to do because it may not break for a couple of months and you forgot about it. You're like, well, what's this email? What is this all about? Okay, next one is BITF, Bitfarms Mining Stocks. We're going to look at a stock here. BITF. Okay, not bad. Runs on the NASDAQ. Has gotten above its base. Interesting. Here's the base. Here's the long extended base that goes back to 22. And it's about 250. This has to hold. This is a pretty sharp pullback to the top of the base. This has to hold in here. If it goes back into the base down here, it's a wave off, right? Go around. That's, like on the carrier deck, like, they're waving you off, like, get out of here. You're too high, you're too low. So I don't like seeing any price go back down into a basing function. It's a failure of breakout. Seb, how many daughters do you have, man? Okay, so this one's for Mia. I only have one. I got 2 sons, 1 daughter. All right, so let's look at Rollbit for Mia. Awesome, getting him involved early. This is fantastic. So this one is not a whole lot of history to it. Let's try something other than Poloniex. I don't think we can. Rollbit. Yeah, Rollbit. Yeah, that's the only one I can see here. And so there's not a whole lot of structure to this one. What I would do is the same kind of thing, like put up your trend line on here and ignore it until it gets above the trend line. For Mia. Hector. Okay, Hector's got a number of render token. So let's look at render. Render's looking pretty good. So here's an example of one that's gotten above the base. It's gotten out of purgatory. Let me just go to price and volume on this one. Yeah, render token. It's gotten out of purgatory back here in early 23. This one's been doing well. And it actually looks really pretty good. It looks really pretty good. Now, this has got to come up and make a new high. Otherwise, this could be a failure. Bull trap leads down below. So this one right now is under pressure to make a new high. And it's got to do that. So let's look at the RSI Laguerre. And it's got plenty of energy on the daily chart. Weekly chart looks good too. So there's no reason for render not to break higher from here if it's in accumulation mode. So it looks pretty good though. So for Hector, let's look at Cyber Tether. Cyber Tether, not much to look at on this one. Still pretty new. AVAX. Avalanche. Avalanche has gotten above the base. I'm going to look at this chart here. Yeah, Avalanche has gotten above the base. It's looking okay. It's had a tough few weeks here. So this one needs to break above, needs to get above there and make something happen. It's got enough energy to do that. What you don't want to see it do is continue the downtrend on the daily chart. So this thing needs to finish up and get moving here. Okay, did we just look at Flip? Didn't we look at Flip a minute ago? Let's look at it again. Yeah, we did look at this one. So this one's kind of like, it's in a holding pattern. Still waiting on that. Okay, so SEI versus Tether. So this one's on Binance, looking good. Let's look at the weekly chart. What's going on here? Looks great on the weekly chart. Little extended. It's a little extended on the weekly chart, so it's doing exactly what it needs to do. But SEI going on the list, guys. SEI looks good. Consolidation. Okay, so it needs to, it's probably needs to move somewhere in the next week or two. Otherwise, this could be a failure. but the chart looks good. Let's see, Luis Simmons, OXT. Hopefully it didn't hack your name up. OXT. How's this one looking? Not bad. However, I would say it's still in the base. If I go out to the weekly chart, it's still in purgatory down here. It's still in purgatory. So that's going to take a break about 15 cents to get that one going, OXT. Doesn't matter whether we do it on Binance or Coinbase. Okay, Praz wants to look at polls. Polka Starter, I love it. Polka Starter. Okay, is this one of, boy, this is just like Avalanche, isn't it? There's a coin that we looked at almost exactly like this. So it has gotten above the base, but it's come back to test it from above. So this is the weekly chart. So this needs to get going. This needs to get moving here real soon above this trend line. Otherwise, this is a failure if it goes back into the base. So it's pretty close to its moment of truth for Polka Starter. And total Nastoka Metis versus Tether. We're going to go KuCoin. That's looking pretty good. Weekly chart, well above the base. Look at the base here, 52 in purgatory, chunka, and then boom. Look at the volume coming in. Look at the volume coming in. That is a vote of confidence. So this looks good. Weekly chart is in exhaustion right now. So this may require a few more weeks of shake and bake up in this area. I want to see this hold 71 as support. I want to see that hold 71 as support. But look at this, nothing going on, nothing going on. All of a sudden, something's happening here. But it's losing some enthusiasm. And capital will not stick around if it's not heading higher. Nobody wants to be the last one off the ship. So this needs to be breaking above, say, 93 to maintain this trend. Okay, that's Metis. Victor, would you recommend to wait for BTC to take a direction before taking entries on some of these alts? You can. It's going to help. So alts will come late. BTC will go first. It's going to bust through the wall and start leading the market higher. And then when it starts getting expensive, this is where people say, you know, oh man, 75,000 for BTC. Can't get much bang for the buck for that. Yeah. How about this 10-cent alt over here? What about, you know, like Tron or something like that? Then those start getting attractive to retail. So the retail crowd pushes up the alts way behind. So yeah, it's not a bad thing to do. If you have your favorite alts, you can DCA them right now. That's very, very aggressive. I would not DCA anything that's still on a base though. All right, we got time here today, so we're going to do Solana. Solana's looking good. Solana has broken the trend line. This is one of the stronger ones. It's broken the trend line. So what needs to happen now is it needs to put in a higher low. So what happens is the price drifts back. People go, oh no, it's going to die from here. And so they all jump off like rats on a ship. And this, you know, builds up the negativity. People start to short it. And then this is where it takes off. Short squeeze right there. So you need the higher low. Maybe the back test of that trend line might do it. But Solana looks good right now. ICP, this has been the biggest disappointment, I think, for a long time. This one was what? Hundreds of dollars per coin. But it's out of purgatory. Interesting. So it has got to hold let's call that a $10 base. It's got to hold that level. So we've seen a couple of other coins almost exactly the same pattern for here. So it's got to hold this 970. As long as it holds 970, then you can look to buy the breakout, which is above 13 or so. All right, we're down to our last couple here, and then we're gonna let you guys go. Alex, USDT. Steph, you sure that Mia doesn't have any more? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. It's a primary uptrend. It's just not going anywhere. It's going through a pretty tough pullback right now on the weekly chart, and is kind of out of gas. We're seeing a lot of charts that look exactly like this. So what needs to happen here is that this needs to put in a higher low and jump above this, break that trend line. If that doesn't happen, then I wouldn't chase after this one. So that is Alex. And let's see a couple more here, and then we'll close up shop for today. Others. This is total market cap. Okay, so let's interesting. So this is an index. This is just a market cap for excluding top 10. And that looks like every chart that we've looked at for the last half hour. Okay, I think we are clean. I think we are set. We've cleared the decks, everybody. So thanks everybody for checking in. You guys have brought up some great coins. Appreciate it. And thanks for checking us out here today. Don't forget to check out our website, readysetcrypto.ONE, if you want signals on these tickers. We got signals firing in every day on 2 different strategies. So if you're looking for some structure, give it a free trial for a week, readysetcrypto.ONE. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a great week, and we're past Fed Day. Thanks, everybody. We'll see us in the next one. Bye now.